Hi everybody, welcome along to our studio here in London. We're going to talk you through the game between Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. First off, incredible game. 6-4 the score on aggregate, 4-3 on the night to Bayern Munich after they'd won the first leg 2-1. Micah, we enjoyed this, didn't we?
Yes.
Fast start to this game.
It really did. It was a good finish as well. I mean, I'll have to speak to Peter a little bit later, but I wonder if he's got an excuse for this. Neuer trying to play out. But the finish is exquisite. It really is, to just control it. A lot of people might have took a touch on his first touch there. You see, he just anticipates it, don't mess around, and put him 1-0 up. Great finish. And then, Jamie, Pavlovic.
Yes. Yeah, they got back into it. It was a set-up with the goalkeeper, not in the right position. I think it's something Bayern Munich spotted in the first leg. And you can see that by the celebration of Vincent Kompany with his analysts. And then Gula gets a great free kick into the top corner if you listen to Peter Schmeichel, but if you want cutting analysis from us, the goalkeeper's got to do better.
Let's give Peter a fair crack. Let's go back out to Peter. Peter, yes,
oh my God.
Go ahead, Peter, have your say.
It's so easy to just sit there and say, oh, that's his mistake, that's a foul. Hey, it's one of the more difficult situations for the goalkeeper. And trust me, I've been there where I've taken the chance, I've gambled on the ball's going to end up there, and then the ball ends up where I was just before. And I looks to, I mean, I don't know if you can dig it, but if the Champions League final 1999, I did exactly that. I gambled, and he put it where I was, and we were 1-0 down in the first 9 minutes. So what you have to do here is you have to wait for the ball. You see how late he's reacting? And then, I mean, it's just a great free kick. He gets a hand to it, but when we look at one of the other angles, we can actually see that he gets a hand to the ball inside the goal. It's already over the line.
Peter,
how you can blame him for that?
No. But Peter, obviously, you know a lot more about goalkeeping than us. So what I'm saying is, just from me watching football, I think the goalkeeper's got to say that. But if explain to us why, what made it so difficult? I'm not joking. I'm being serious. What was it about that free kick that made it so difficult for Neuer, or he didn't deal with it? Because you're expecting a goalkeeper at that level to keep that out.
Yeah, first of all, the quality of the shot is a great shot. I mean, it comes over the ball, and you saw there that Jonathan Tah nearly got a head to it. It's just over his head. So that's one thing, the quality of the ball. Secondly, when you line up a wall, you have to then look at, you see, he's not in the middle of the goal. He just gets over. See how late he sees that ball? So you can't gamble. If you gamble on the ball is actually going to end up there, you know, the risk of the ball being hit where you were, you know, it's even worse. I just think the quality of that free kick was very good. And I think, and I mean this, had he saved it, it would have been an unbelievable save.
Oh, nah.
I think I mean, that's your opinion, Peter. The only reason, and I think I have to take your opinion seriously when it comes to goalkeeping, the only reason why I thought he should have saved it is because he got his hand to it. If he didn't get his hand to it, I would have said, okay, it's more in the corner. But when he got that much of his hand on it, and it pushes his hand backwards, that would mean to me he didn't have enough. It sort of allowed the ball to go past his hand rather than him using his strength with his arm and his wrist to get it out.
All right, so I don't know if we can show that. There is an angle that shows you that when the ball is actually, when he gets a hand to it, the ball is actually already over the line. So, you know, it's, I mean, the quality of that shot is just, it comes, you see how much he gets it over the wall, it goes, he spins it left, it keeps going away from the goalkeeper. This is not the angle. There is one angle from a camera, but you can actually see it a little bit there, that is actually over the line when he touches the ball. Praise the quality of that free kick. It was a great free kick.
Well, Peter, in terms of the free kick, it's a good free kick, don't get me wrong, of course it is, but we've seen...
Look at this here now. See? The ball is already over the line when he gets a hand to it.
But is that down to his starting position, though, Peter? He's diving back into the goal. Surely that's got to be considered there. And if he would have been full stretch, like I've seen you made some great saves, the way you do, make full stretch, I would have said yes, and it goes past his wrist. But he's not even at full stretch, so I think he could do better. But that's just my opinion. I don't want to disrespect a goalkeeper like yourself, but that's my opinion.
All right, that's it,
It's a
everybody.
great opinion, that, and that's what it's all about.
Yes,
Spot
Peter.
on,
And I
Peter.
think it was, you know, Peter comes to work, he has to argue with everybody here in the studio, the audio fails him, his flight was cancelled. Can we just remind Peter that we've got so much love for you, we're very grateful for you, we love having you part of the team and part of the show. We
Uncle Pete.
Yes, give him a round of applause, everyone. We will see you in the semis.
A man, Kate, I should add.
Go ahead.
Emmanuel Neuer said before the game in his press conference that Peter Schmeichel was the greatest goalkeeper of all time.
Yes, he did. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Did he?
Yeah. You've seen the quotes, that's why you say what you say.
Thank you very much. See, that means a lot if you said that. I have to say that.
No wonder you
I think
defended
he's
him.
been absolutely fantastic.
Thanks, Peter.
See you, Peter. Much love.
Hi.
All right, so let's go back into the highlights then. We're 2-2 here. Harry Kane, let's pick this one up. TT?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah, bring TT in, actually.
You have to give Upamecano a lot of credit. The run of Luis Diaz also, you know, great technique from Harry Kane, using the defender, like he said, to put it in the bottom corner. But please, Trent Alexander-Arnold, what are you doing? You have to defend the ball and the goal. You don't recognize that there is danger. Harry Kane is right in front of you, and you got punished.
Yeah, and then Vinícius Júnior is always a real menace, especially in this fixture. I remember him a couple of years ago in this fixture. I think he got a couple of goals from passes from Toni Kroos. This time, another ball in behind the defence, and this time very unlucky. Hits the top of the bar, but it was just a brilliant first half, wasn't it? And then it was Real Madrid with Mbappe on that counter-attack. Your man,
Yeah,
Weeks.
Kylian
speed.
Mbappe, look at him. Absolutely outstanding. Explosive pace, good finish, composure. Really excellent finish. I wanted more from him. You know, after he scored that, I wanted a little bit more from him. And then Valverde involved, Real Madrid. Your man with that pass,
What?
Trent.
Oh, wow.
That's the chance.
That was the highlights, the analysis before the game, wasn't it?
It was.
Trent, and he proved us right again. Brilliant in attack. Found wanting at times at the back.
Strong
And that's
hand,
the
strong
conundrum.
hand there from Europe.
Yeah.
Strong.
Sound like Peter?
No, that's a strong hand. That's a strong hand. And then Mbappe on the ball. Oops. Ooh, la, 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 la. That's ever so well. And you would think that Vinícius was going to bury that. This is what I'm saying. However, Bayern is a good team. Look at those chances.
Yeah, I mean, the chances, it was like a basketball game, wasn't it? I mean, Harry Kane does what Harry Kane does. Edge of the box, you think he's just going to finish it. But it's really good defending from Real Madrid at the time. Camavinga, the first one. And then Rudiger alive to deal with the bits and pieces in the box.
And when this change happened, Thierry Henry said to me, there's a chance he's going to get sent off. He knows him better than anybody, and that's why he is the top analyst on this show.
And then this is the second one, Jamie.
Yeah, well, this is the winner, isn't it?
Ah.
Thanks, Matt.
But come on, you know, you remember last week when we was talking with Christina? Obviously, she's not going to come in tonight, but we talk about common sense. Can we not have a little bit of common sense here? He's just held on to the ball. Yes, it's in the rules. He should get a second yellow, but common sense. Come on, don't need to give a second yellow. Change the game, and then what happens?
And then this is the winner.
Yes.
Luis Diaz, sold from Liverpool to Bayern Munich. They'll be absolutely delighted that they've got him. Huge winning goal. Great opportunity now to go on and win the Champions League. We talked about that battle before the game, didn't we? Trent Alexander-Arnold v Luis Diaz. And it looks like this man's come out on top.
How clever Musiala is,
yeah.
attracting everybody and giving the ball deflected. Who deflected that? Who was that? Militao, I think, touches it.
Yeah.
Yes, off his thigh. And then, I think everybody, even Harry Kane told him to go to the corner flag. We told him to go to the corner flag, but this guy thinks differently. And, you know, to shift and curve like that straight away. He tried it twice before, didn't work out. but to that shift and hit straight away. I mean, we've seen the guy before like him do that so many times with that jersey, Arjen Robben. I mean, what do you want to do? There's nothing. But by the time the goalkeeper thinks that he's going to shoot, the ball is already in the back of the net. I mean, Michael, what is it?
Well, we've got the analysis bang on tonight. You mentioned the Elise. What did you do, Jamie?
Trent.
You did the Trent, really good battle. And then we did the transitions, really good.
Really good, yes. Well done. Well done, everybody, yes. Great team effort. We've got loads more still to come for you after the break. We've got Nita, don't forget, over at the Emirates. Yes, who could forget? Yes, we've got Arsenal. Who knows? We'll see if we can get him. And David Beckham, everybody. Don't forget. Coming up too. We've got our requests in.
Going to talk
Let's see
about
what
the fire.
happens.
I mean, look, they'll be energetic for the rest of the evening because I don't think there's a way to come down from a game like that, unless you're Real Madrid, of course. But they'll be, very aggrieved by the way that game went. But for Bayern Munich, when you look at the way that they play and you look at, I want to pick up actually on what Stevie G said, that he still thinks that PSG are the team that are going to prevail and get to the final. Do you guys agree?
On that evidence, they can certainly get Bayern Munich. There are flaws to their game. I think that was exposed tonight when Real Madrid really showed their teeth in terms of an attacking sense. But you can't back against them as well. I think it's so evenly balanced. But PSG have got this knack. They did it last season. They haven't been brilliant at the start of last season. They weren't brilliant at the start of this season, but they're looking really good now.
Do you think so?
They're European champion for a reason.
For a reason, yeah.
The one thing I would say is that they're different. The only difference is Donnarumma. And I think even though Neuer made a mistake tonight, in the first leg, I think he made 9 saves.
Yeah.
And tonight he made a save on Vinícius Júnior?
No, on Mbappe.
On Mbappe with a remarkable ball from Trent. And that's the difference in these games, is the goalkeeper. We saw it last year with Donnarumma against Arsenal in the semi-final. I don't think PSG have that level of goalkeeper. So I do think it could come down to something like that. But let's be honest, there'll be a lot of goals in it, for sure. There'll be a lot of people changing positions.
Yeah.
And there'll be moments where you just have to win one of those decisive ones. But Bayern could beat anybody on the day. Yeah. And I think they've shown. I just wonder if they'll defend a little bit deeper, maybe, Joe, or, maybe not be. Real Madrid had so many opportunities to counter today. Yeah. And I think if you give that to Dembele and Doué and Barcola and Kvaratskhelia, good night. So I just think if you play a little bit deeper, maybe have a little bit more control, you can try and minimise that threat because in transition, they're too good to be getting that space.
Yeah, it's been an incredible game, hasn't it? Let's talk about the moment that, arguably turned this game on its head in the second half. Camavinga getting that second yellow, which of course was a red card in the end. 2 goals were subsequently scored, but let's take a look at the incidents themselves. Any arguments to either of them?
No, we both talked about this one. This was in the ebb and the flow of the game. For Musiala to get free like that, you say fair enough. That's a proper Real Madrid taking one for the team. But this one, as Stevie was talking about, as soon as that whistle's blown, you have to behave. And look, it's soft. Of course it's soft, but at this high level, you can't make that mistake, especially when you're on a yellow card.
Is that solid refereeing, would you say? Just sort of taking charge and saying, actually, do you know what? You can't do that here.
Well, he grabs initially as well. So, if you're on a yellow, you don't want to be grabbing anybody like that because you don't want to give the referee an opportunity. So he grabs, that's not a yellow. But then when he's kind of blocking the ball and continues to dribble on, there's just no need. And again, he's not a young player. He's not. He's not 19. He's been in and around the game long enough to know you never give the referee an opportunity to do something, whether it's in the box, penalties or yellows or reds. And if you're on a yellow, and maybe he wasn't up to speed because he didn't start the game. That first yellow card he got was quite quick after he came on.
He was on for 24 minutes, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he turned the ball over right when he came on. So maybe he didn't have the pace of the game, which can happen as a sub, but had a huge impact on the game. And look, he'll be heartbroken, he'll be devastated because he'll realise what it did to the outcome of the game.
Yeah. Indeed. Well, let's hear what Alvaro Arbeloa has had to say about it. The Real Madrid manager was speaking to Becky.
Alvaro, over the 2 legs, where was that won and lost for you?
I think that was a great match, this second leg. We put players like Militao, like Jude Bellingham, like Ferland Mendy, that they couldn't play in the first leg. And I think we did a great match here. We scored 3 goals and we had the chances to score some more goals. But I think with the red card, everything was over.
Yeah, the reaction to that red card from your players and your fans, what's your view of it? Because they were pretty angry.
It's really unbelievable that you send off a player for this action. I can't believe that, and it's not possible in a play like that, in a match like that you sent off for this. And we feel really upset, really angry, really disappointed, and I think all of this is a little bit unfair.
In a way, did this feel like a season-defining game for Real Madrid tonight?
Yes, maybe, because in the La Liga everything is really difficult. We are 9 points the difference with Barcelona, but we have some matches to play and we have to give our best.
Lovely. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Yeah, very measured in that response, Alvaro Arbeloa. Incidentally, he was part of the Real Madrid team that got knocked out by Bayern back in 2012, so he knows exactly how it feels now as a player and a manager. Do you sort of agree with what he's saying, that he does think it's a little bit unfair?
Unfair is not the word I'd use. I think if you're going to go by the letter of the law, then he stopped Bayern from playing. Could he have not given the yellow? Of course. I think we'd see many occasions in Premier League, Champions League, where that yellow card's not given. But I think the point was made, and Owen's made it as well. You just don't give the referee an opportunity in those moments because it puts it into his hands. And so the letter of the law, as we were talking about, it's soft, but he stopped Bayern from playing.
You've got to behave yourself at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's no way around it here.
It's hard, though, in these moments, like when the game's so frantic and there's chaos going everywhere, you've got to keep your cool. I don't think that's not the best replay to show what he was given the yellow card for in the end, but he gave the referee a decision to make and he stood strong.
That was on the 86th minute, and this was at the point where we thought we were heading to extra time. And then Luis Diaz did this 2.5 minutes later, and what a beautiful strike this is, Owen.
Yeah, what a brilliant player. Do you know what? Elise came inside and it caused Real Madrid a few issues. Musiala does so well here. A little interchange of position, takes a deflection off Militao. He's so unlucky. I thought Militao was fabulous in the game. But you think about when you got Elise and you got Musiala in there. Watch just this little touch from Musiala, just sets it. He knows the weight of it. Touch. It's brilliant. And the deflection, obviously, we'll see it here, Joe, takes it away from Militao, takes it away from Lunin. But I just thought they just got a little bit too deep, didn't they, Real Madrid? They couldn't get out to the ball, obviously, because they were knackered.
Yeah, from the moment on, and as soon as you're dangling legs 12, 13 yards from goal, that little slight deflection which we saw there gives Lunin no chance. I think it's a relatively comfortable save without that Militao intervention. But as Owen said, you can't blame him. He was excellent all night, putting his body on the line. Yeah, and then just when you thought it was over, it really was over when Michael Olise stepped up with us. He's been threatening all night to do this, hasn't he?
Well, Steve, you made a great point. I thought the defender, the wide area, is way better. Olise was fabulous in the first leg. Mendy absolutely won. I thought he matched him. Physically, it was a really good match. It's the only time I saw Olise get a run at Mendy. He just dropped off. Maybe he didn't think he was probably going to shoot, but he gets that little bit of gap. So Olise speeds up. How about this for a finish, Joe?
Oh, it's just thinking from a goalkeeper's point of view, he doesn't break stride. He's got this absolute elegance that even when he's galloping with the ball, he makes the decision in his head. And it looks like he's taking another step, another touch, but no, he takes that shot. Absolute perfection into the top corner.
Absolutely. Well, there were 5 other goals, actually, which we'll probably talk about after the break. But just to round up exactly what's happened over the last...
Bayern Munich progress to the semi-finals where they're going to play PSG. Let's just quickly look at the turning point in this game, guys, because we saw there in the highlights, Camavinga got himself sent off. And then a lot of the game really changed, obviously, into the favour of Bayern Munich because Real Madrid just kept getting themselves back in this game right from the off, guys. Here's the second yellow that eventually got, obviously, turned into the red card. What are your thoughts on it?
Soft.
Very soft.
Very soft. I mean...
That's harsh, isn't it?
We've seen last night's moments, games, a wonderful finish, being sending offs, making a massive impact on the game. And again,
this was only 2.5 minutes later as well.
Liverpool fans must be sick watching Luis Diaz with all their troubles they've had this year, and he's still the guy.
Just been amazing all season. Listen, there was another goal after this as well, Elise, who made it 4-3, so 6-4 on aggregate, and of course Bayern Munich go through. There were 2 red cards in that game as well. Obviously, we just saw one of them, Camavinga. And then Arda Güler, who'd scored 35 seconds into the game, got himself a brace, also got himself sent off, and he wasn't even on the pitch at the time. So it was at the end of the game. So look, very eventful, but what it does mean is that we have this incredible semi-final between PSG and Bayern Munich. And which way does that go?
Gosh. I mean, the attacking power that's on the pitch. I mean, Gnabry as well, and Kane up the top, Elise. There's so much, and then you look at PSG, what they've got. You know, I don't know. I think PSG, are they really at the top of their game? Are they still improving this year from last? There's so much pace at the top of this PSG team. It's too hard to call. Who are you going with?
I'm going with PSG, Mark. I'm going with PSG.
I'm going to go with Bayern. I'll go with Bayern
okay.
instead.
Yeah, all right.
And Arsenal, Bayern, final.
Really?
We've seen it out here already. Arsenal beat Bayern, but Bayern now gone through the gears.
Harry Kane.
Who would you prefer in the final out of the 2?
I think I prefer Bayern.
Really?
Because PSG's pace is just ridiculous.
Okay. Interesting.
I have to say, for Bayern Munich to come through, not just obviously they did well in the first leg, but to survive a Real Madrid fight back in that game as well, and eventually control it. I know the red card helped them out, obviously, but I mean, it's very impressive and shows a lot. Vincent Kompany's just done such a great job with this team.
He's done a great job, and as well, we've got our boy Harry Kane, 50 goals this year going into the World Cup.
Yeah.
So there'll be English eyes, hopefully from an Arsenal perspective, but then also from Bayern Munich with Harry Kane in there, and everyone be hoping he gets through unscathed. Kompany. Eyebrows were raised, Mark, when he got the job,
when he gets
massively raised.
Burnley relegated and he gets a top job, and look, he hasn't looked back since.
Exactly.
So, Neuer, though, that was an unbelievable gift he gave them at the beginning of the game, and so to rebalance from that shows really good character from his team.
Yeah, he had a couple of ropey moments tonight, but just to go back to what you were saying about Vincent Kompany, he very much suits what they have going on there, especially the front three and the way he's got them playing.
Yeah, I mean,
his style.
He's got a style of football where he overloads the middle of the pitch and he gets players forward, and he goes very much man to man at the back. And he found out very quickly that you couldn't do that with Burnley, but someone at Bayern Munich has obviously gone, you know what, that's going to work with us with all the quality we've got, with your Musialas, your Gnabry's. We can dominate possession in the German league, and it might work in the Champions League. And if he's beaten Real Madrid as well, as not comfortable, but it was they beat.
You see what they did to Man City, previous round.
So he's looking like Vincent Kompany is a real top manager in the making.
Well, when they lost out here, he said, "I wish we could play the game again tomorrow."
Yeah,
because I'm learning what straight away. So. And Arsenal were in really good form, weren't they, at that point of the season? So, let's see.
Should we just see the confirmation of the semi-finals of the Champions League once again, and what we've got to look forward to? You can see on the left side of the bracket there, PSG, who will be at home first against Bayern Munich, and then Atletico Madrid, who will be at home first against Arsenal. Look,
exactly what it means to all those fans and everyone who would have been lucky enough to be inside the Allianz Arena tonight. Of course, Bayern Munich won it in 2020. It was their 6th European Cup, but they'd lost 4 of their last 5 quarter-final ties. What a way to get through this time around.
Yeah, phenomenal. They were brilliant in the Bernabeu last week, absolutely brilliant. And tonight, obviously, Real Madrid started so sharp, but you've got to show that resilience, I think, to win this competition. It can't just go plain sailing the whole time. Dug in, took their opportunity late on.
I think we're going to go through the first half. It feels like a long time ago, guys. Are you ready for this?
Yeah. I mean, 6-4 over 2 games, ridiculous. Jim took all the world-class players out there, but how about this? 35 seconds in. Manuel Neuer was the best player, man of the match in the first leg. What a finish from Arda Güler, by the way. I know it's a mistake from Manuel Neuer, whether he hits it, plays a weaker pass with his left foot, but what a finish. Just the awareness and the execution from Güler. Absolutely remarkable finish. He's such a brilliant young player.
He is, isn't he? But when you're a keeper, Joe, and you make that kind of mistake so early on, you really can't bargain for the fact that someone like Arda Güler is just going to go and do that.
No, it's high level. And look, Manuel Neuer, he's been involved in moments like that many times in his career with the way that he plays. He'll be able to shake that off, but it's obviously not ideal. And it was just such a contrast to how he played last week.
Yeah.
Football's who'd be a goalkeeper, honestly?
Who would be? God,
That's
I mean, I couldn't tell you.
Exactly, mate.
Yeah, exactly. It was time to hang up the boots. Well, that happened 35 seconds in. So Arda Güler, as you say, with the opening goal. What a strike as well. 6 minutes later, though, Bayern hit back. And actually, this just set the tone for the entire game, didn't it? And certainly that first half.
Such a strange goal, really. I mean, goalkeeper just gets himself in such a weird position. Obviously, Kimmich puts it into a great area. Pavlovic is not there to score. He's just there to probably block the goalkeeper or be a nuisance. And he just falls to him, Joe, a yard out.
Yeah, it's a disaster of a goal. It really is. He's backpedaling. He can't make his ground. He doesn't make his decision early. Look, you need someone winning that ball at the near post. Positionally, that's poor from Real Madrid. That's easily blocked out, and then Lunin just gets all the wrong side, and it's a real mess.
Back in the day, you would have seen keepers come out and they would have just took everybody with them, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
You would have just smashed through everybody.
Absolutely. But he's almost hedging his bets that it's going to go to the back post, and the moment that it doesn't, like I say, he's not got that near post man to win that low ball. It's an absolute disaster. Pavlovic takes his goal, but like you say, there's no way he's on that pitch to score that goal.
How much do you think Real Madrid just suffered in general from the fact that Thibaut Courtois and a player of that calibre wasn't on the pitch for them?
Oh, it's massive. Look, Lunin, he's done brilliant. I can picture him. He came on, did really well against Manchester City in the second half. He made some big saves. He really stands out in Manchester City previous performances. He's an excellent backup goalkeeper, but there's no getting away from it. Thibaut Courtois is one of the best in the world, just as good as the man at the other end of the pitch tonight.
Yeah. Well, we talk about the man at the other end of the pitch tonight, but there was a mistake, or you explain it, actually, which led to the third goal of the night and the second for Real Madrid. Arda Güler, again, an incredible free kick, but should Manuel Neuer have done better?
First of all, you have to say it's a fabulous free kick. Execution is brilliant. Would it probably beat Neuer normally, Joe? You don't think so?
I just think Neuer, he just takes his positioning behind the goal. He gets his steps and he makes his movement, but he doesn't dive like he usually would. You'll see just here, he's behind the line. So as he wants to take off and really spring into that save and really fly, I'm on camera now, so for him to fly and save it like you'd want him to, like we know he can, but he's behind the line. And like I say, your brain sees that post and it doesn't let you do it, rightfully so. He'd have absolutely destroyed himself had he made the dive that was required for it. But if it could have just been a couple of maybe 6 inches, 10 inches further forward, which will have seen him when he's made those sort of saves before, but it was just physically impossible for him to do it because he just sat behind the line.
Bayern point of view, how are you feeling? Sum it up.
Yeah, feel amazing now for sure. It was a tough game. We knew it was going to be difficult. Real Madrid in the Champions League obviously have this special connection, and you need to be at the highest level to beat them and knock them out. And yeah, we done that. First half was a little bit crazy. It was obviously getting off to the worst start possible, but we got back into the game well, and we looked like the team who was more dangerous, but I mean, their players on the transition can really hurt you, and that's kind of what punished us. So in the second half, we said to be a little bit more patient. We knew as the game went on, we would get stronger and fitter and physically better, and then we was able to take our chances towards the end there.
I'm sure you'll say it is a team game, but congratulations to you. 50 goals in a season. Saying bye to Jude there. 50 goals in a season for you. No English player has done that since 1930-31 season across Europe's top 5 leagues. That is quite a milestone to take. Do you place value on that type of thing?
Yeah, I think it's a reward for a lot of the hard work that we put in, not just me, but the team. You know, it wouldn't be possible without the players around me. And yeah, for me, it's just about keeping it going. You know, we still got 6 weeks left in a Bayern shirt. We have a World Cup in the summer, and yeah, I just want to stay physically fit and sharp, and just be out there to help the team. I feel like whenever I get chances, I'm able to, you know, make the keeper work or get my shots off quickly. And again today, it was nice to put that one away. So I'll do what it takes to help the team, scoring goals, defending, assists, whatever it is. I just enjoy being out there with these boys, and looking forward to more games to come.
Is there a bit of madness that kicks in terms of you do something out of the ordinary in these kind of high-stakes games, from, you know, knowing that the superstars are out on the pitch and knowing that every mistake is going to count? You know, something like that from Manuel Neuer. He would have known in any other situation that maybe he should be 1 or 2 steps ahead, or just on the line at least. But is it because of the type of game that it is that players actually do do silly things, because this game was actually characterised in some ways by uncharacteristic errors.
Yeah. But you know what? It's fractions. Do you know? And he's probably a fraction deeper than he should be. The post puts him off, so he doesn't dive because he doesn't want to smash into it. But the speed of the game, the speed of the strike from Gula, just that maybe surprised him. Probably Joe a little bit as well.
I see it again, and that's just me being critical in terms of where his positioning was. If he is further forward, that gives him less reaction time. So maybe we see him fly and not quite save it, and everyone at home goes, you know what, that's just a world-class free kick. It's because he was deeper that he gave himself that little bit more time. So it looks like he probably should save it, but it's just such fine margins. It's a brilliant free kick.
I think the free kick is fabulous. It really is. And normally, with the utmost respect, Joe, I think a good free kick beats any goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably not in the stanch like we've seen, the Alvarez one. But I do think it's pretty close. And I know Neuer makes it look easy sometimes. You think he probably should get there. But I do think the execution is top level.
Yeah, I think if he's in front of the line, less reaction time, he arguably wouldn't save it, but we'd feel more comfortable watching it because you'd see Neuer absolutely extend, not quite get it. You say that's a remarkable free kick. It's just because he's back in the goal when he saves it.
So you're saying if he's in front of, then he can comfortably dive, and then he won't hit the post.
He won't hit the post, but he might not save it.
Yeah,
so that's the irony of it. But it just makes everyone feel a little bit more comfortable if you see the goalkeeper at full extension, which he wasn't able to do because he was in his goal.
Yeah, such an interesting. You talk about a fraction, isn't it, Joe?
Fractions, mate. Absolute fractions.
Especially in games like this. And look, this was 29 minutes in. Arda Güler, the star at this point, wasn't it? So it was 2-1 at this stage to Real Madrid, who, of course, trying to claw back a goal from the first leg. And then it suddenly, on 38 minutes, it's suddenly 2-2. Harry Kane with this one. And this is much more of a typical goal from Harry Kane, but it just shows his quality in every sense, doesn't it?
He's too good to be given that time and space in the box. I mean, Upamecano turned into Kevin De Bruyne for about 5 seconds. What ball that is. Touch. Look at the first touch from Harry Kane. We said about Valverde's first touch against Man City, 3 fabulous goals. That touch sets him perfectly. No chance for Lunin.
Oh, just time stands still for him. That's a top-class player in a really big moment. Real Madrid players flying at him. He just takes that touch, sets himself, sees Lunin dive and just rolls it into the corner. He's world-class.
50 goals for the season now for Harry Kane, which is extraordinary. He's the first Englishman in 95 years to score 50 goals for a club across Europe's top 5 leagues. And, Steven Gerrard was talking about the possibility of, this is what keeps the Ballon d'Or hopes alive. And often I think Harry Kane has probably been or not been given the plaudits he deserves and is probably quite far down the Ballon d'Or list. Do you think his performances in the Champions League have just elevated him to another level this season?
I think so, but we all know when it comes to that sort of prize, you've got to win. Harry Kane will know that. He can have all the best numbers in the world, but he needs to lift that Champions League trophy and needs to go deep in the World Cup. But he's in a conversation of very few. He's a top-class player and he's getting better and better. I'm delighted for him.
50 is ridiculous. I mean, it's April.
Yeah.
So he could probably still get another 10.
He's been getting rested recently as well. He's not played every Bundesliga game.
So he win the Bundesliga, could potentially win the Champions League. And who knows what could happen with England. So I think is with Harry, he's getting better, which is scary.
Yeah.
He's getting better every season, surrounded by all these brilliant players. It's bringing out the absolute best out in Harry as well.
Yeah, like a fine wine, isn't he? That's 12 Champions League goals for him as well. Kylian Mbappe made it 15 Champions League goals and 40 as well for the season. I mean, these two are incredible, aren't they? Just absolute toe-to-toe with each other. And it was Kylian Mbappe who scored the next goal, which made it 3-2 to Real Madrid on the night. And again, you said something like, I mean, he was just on fire all night, wasn't he?
Kylian Mbappe was fabulous. I mean, there were so many great players out, but Kylian does things at a different speed. Vinícius Júnior outside gets in a little 1v1. Watch how quick Mbappe realises the space. Upamecano just switches off for a second. What a way to pass from Vinícius Júnior and the finish from Mbappe. Honestly, he's the best player in the world. The most talented, the speed and the precision in which he does everything. I mean, and let's be honest, he was never really this most natural goal scorer like Harry Kane. He's got 40 goals and he can dribble anyone whenever he feels like it. Joe, to be fair, Gula didn't deserve to lose today.
No.
Mbappe didn't really deserve to lose today, but brilliant performance from him again.
Absolutely, brilliant performance. And as we were saying, Harry Kane, a brilliant performance for him, a real milestone, 50 goals then for the... Just enjoy this, whatever. But he knows he's in an incredible position and something he could only have dreamt of when he wasn't playing in the Bundesliga. And now look where he is.
Do you know what? I'm so happy for him because, you know, there was all that talk that Harry didn't win any trophies and, you know, the career that he's had. But everybody's been blown away by Harry at Bayern Munich, how humble he is. You know, he's obviously a brilliant player. But I've been surrounded by all these other brilliant players, actually making Harry even come to another level in terms of creativity, in terms of goal scoring. And he deserves it. You know, he's been an incredible player, but he just seems to... He seems to be getting better, Joe.
Yeah, his influence on the game, you know, he got the assist at the end as well. He's involved constantly. He's the heartbeat of the team. You can tell all the players love playing with him. But just like I say, for his first goal, the touch and the time that he had in an absolute game of chaos where there were tackles flying in everywhere, he's just in that real state at the moment. Even the way he interviewed there, he wants more, and I love seeing it. I'm so pleased for him. Yeah, it's fantastic to see. Chaos is the right word, Joe. Just as you say, it was absolute chaos out there at the Allianz. But don't forget, we have more.